Yes, it's true. A field of dreams can be a deadly deception for both hunter and his desired quarry. Turn the tables around to put the odds in your favor by making a field situation work to your advantage. There probably is not a more magnificent sight in nature than to see a huge gobbler full strut in the middle of a lush field, unless, of course, you're attempting to harvest this particular tom. Well, one of the toughest scenarios turkey hunting has to offer goes something like this. An adult gobbler in the middle of a wide open field, 150 yards out, gobbling his head off while being accompanied by a small group of hens. You're calling your guts out and he doesn't budge an inch. Sound familiar? Well, all too often that old tom wins the battle, until now. Watch the pros attempt to conquer this precarious predicament. See just how easy it can be when you know how to push all the right buttons by making the right call at the right time. Compare proper decoy placement and setup to how you've been doing it all these years. Marvel at some of the most gorgeous turkey footage ever captured on film. Information, techniques, and tactics you can't afford to miss. New looks, new sounds, and new faces exploding into an old market. What an impact.
Tell you what, he's only about
250 or 300 yards. Why don't I slip up to that deadfall? If you would, why don't you sit right back here, John? Float call for me. Hello, I'm Terry Drury with Drury Outdoors. Not every field setup can be over a lush wheat field. It just so happens that we are set up in a previously tillable bottom field that has been left dormant for quite some time. This old field is now providing dense cover and nesting habitat for a number of hens. What a tremendous location to use the art of deception for an unsuspecting longbeard. Yes! All right!
Wow, Terry, I guess we deceived this one.
It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Man,
Good
what a
charm.
beautiful, beautiful Midwestern Eastern turkey. Tell you what, John, let me get that tag out.
Just a beautiful turkey.
You want to slap my tag on there for me?
I'd be glad to.
I'll grab the decoy and get going. I don't want to lose my stamp. John, how many turkeys have we deceived with that illuminator and highball this year?
I don't know, but it's been unbelievable.
Phenomenal. Jeez.
Their response is sensational.
It has been. It's been almost. On this, our next hunt, taking advantage of a turkey's keen eyesight is the objective. By placing a decoy several hundred yards away from the gobbler's location, your goal is to assure your position and concealment by keeping the gobbler's attention riveted on the featherflex for the entire distance. A wide open field setup can be the toughest or the easiest, Let's watch. Hunting field gobblers is nothing new for John Odell, who is an accomplished caller on the Mad Calls Pro staff.
What a hunt. I couldn't be more impressed this year with the illuminator and how we struck turkeys from a distance. This particular gobbler, we struck this gobbler from at least a quarter of a mile away, and he was with another gobbler. He boogered, but I was already on him, and that's all she wrote. And I couldn't be happier. What a beautiful turkey. What a beautiful hunt. And again, I just can't say enough about how awesome the illuminators work this year and how Featherflex decoys have worked to deceive these turkeys. When they came around that corner, they thought for sure they'd found this hen they'd been hearing calling, and they came strutting right in, and that's all she wrote. I guess I better tag this turkey and head on out of here.
John's confidence in the art of open field deception is at its peak. Applying this tactic in the wide open prairies of South Dakota can be extremely effective. Decoy placement again will prove to be crucial. The days of just sticking a decoy in the ground have long since passed. Pay close attention to the single file alignment John has chosen, as if this small group of birds are traveling up the narrow path. From any distance, it would appear as a normal movement pattern. The ultimate objective would be for approaching birds to file past your position and right in line. John is joined by longtime hunting partner Billy Havertape. Their goal is to harvest 2 open field toms after having glassed a large group of adults.
Wow, Billy, what do you think? Two beautiful Merriams.
It was something else.
Wow, we got set up in here in this ravine. It's late in the afternoon. It's late March. Big storm coming in tomorrow. Some things that were key to this hunt. We got in. We saw these birds were working up this creek. We got ahead of them, got set up. A couple of things that were instrumental in this hunt were, first of all, using several different calls to make it sound like a group of turkeys. The turkeys are real flocked up right now, and they have a flocking instinct. We wanted to make it sound like more than one turkey. And so we used the high ball, we used the hammer box call for mad calls, and we hit them with a barrage of different calling, yelping, all types of different calls. What happened was the turkeys were gobbling, they were coming hard. They were just out of gun range because of the lay of the land, and they were burning us down. Thank goodness for mossy oak. These turkeys were looking right through us. And that's when they noticed our feather flex decoys. And I can't say enough about feather flex decoys. That was the final link to make this hunt successful. The final realism that we needed to go ahead and bag these Merriams. And I couldn't be happier right now. What do you feel about your first Merriams, Billy?
It was fantastic. Thanks for all the hard work.
Congratulations.
They're not through with these South Dakota Merriams quite yet. Dave Reisner will now attempt to harvest one of these magnificently beautiful open field gobblers. Again, monitoring the bird's movement and taking advantage of their keen eyesight in the wide open terrain is crucial. Dave capitalizes by utilizing the flexibility of his decoys near a roost site.
See through the camera now. There he comes running.
This hunt's been taking place for the past 2 hours. We caught him off of a bluff, and what I was trying to do is I set out some decoys here. I was trying to kind of use the art of deception and the fact that this is still March in South Dakota, and they're still pretty flocked up with adult gobbler groups. I think one of the keys was just deception, and then the second one I'd say is patience.
We might as well try and slip down and get around and get into that creek bank and try and slip up the bank as close as we can, because I don't think we'll be getting back from those hens.
I think you're right.
We're lucky that we stayed within this far. Let's slip out here and try and get out of that.
I was fortunate enough to later team up with Dave back here in the Midwest. And for anyone that's attempted to harvest an adult eastern wild turkey, that's being accompanied by a small group of hens in the middle of a field for the majority of the day has probably utilized this tactic. By taking advantage of the depth of the embankment, we were able to stay mobile and continually move parallel with the group. Remember, safety is your #1 concern when moving through these types of conditions. We elected to periodically keep him gobbling, thus maintaining and monitoring his position.
Dave, a big congratulations are in order there. My goodness, we've spent 6 solid hours working a group of turkeys. Here it is, April the 15th, and we're dressed like Eskimos out here this morning. A light dusting with snow on the ground. I didn't think that we'd have any luck at all, but fortunately, and I think this is proof positive of running those higher frequency calls like that superluminator and the highball, staying with them and keeping those birds gobbling. I think that was part of the reason that we had the success on this bird.
Exactly right. We checked them all the way around for all those 6 hours. We just kept using the superluminator to figure out where they were.
Stayed right with him and didn't, I don't guess we were over 75, 80 yards, maybe 100 yards at any point in the day, but 6 hours is a long time to hunt a couple birds, and had we not had the higher frequency calls to keep him gobbling, it might have been a little tougher than what it was. But why don't we get him on back to the truck? What do you say?
Sounds good.
Trying to intercept a group of birds before they enter a field by mid-morning is an effective tactic our good friend Steve Kuhn likes to use. having roosted several gobblers the night before and studying their daily routine, Steve has chosen to set up 200 yards from the edge of the field just inside the timber. By antagonizing one aggressive hen, Steve stimulates the entire group.
Wow, man. Damn. Damn.
Missouri. Can't get any better than this. Yeah, get my horns out.
Here is someone that is accustomed to deceiving the elusive eastern longbeard. Longtime friend and Mad Calls pro staffer, Arkansas native Don Ship. His rendition of A Lonesome Hen is music to my ears. Don is also hanging close to the edge of a field aware of their midday presence in the deep hollows of timber.
Now, that was a hunt right there, I'm telling you. We've been working. One or two. One bird's been gobbling a lot right up on the hill right up here. Probably, I don't know, we'd worked them an hour and a half. We'd use them with mouth calls and we'd tried everything. And these two birds right here were gobbling off in the holler right here every once in a while. And I got my, that highball, that new call that Mad's got out, and went to yipping around on it, and these two got fired up big time. It was real high-pitched calling to seem to stimulate them. So what we did, we picked up from there and went around and got between the two turkeys, these turkeys and the turkey we was working out here. And these turkeys right here just came, I mean, hard as they could come. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. They gobble good. They come in a good opening. I hope it looks good. I know one thing, it sure fired me up. It got my blood pumping. I'm still nervous from it. But great hunt, beautiful day. Winds got up a little bit, but we've been in turkeys all morning, and been sweet, really been sweet. I think I'm gonna go have me some breakfast.
We will now join a veteran turkey hunter that's been calling and crawling for several years. Open field setups have become second nature for renowned whitetail hunter Don Kiske. No matter what time of the day, if you can't beat him, Join them.
I'm not going to tell you what I did. The birds were so close. I didn't have my gun shouldered. And they were so close, I thought I could hit them anyway. In fact, it was 10 yards. That was pretty stupid. Gorgeous. Gorgeous birds. Just built this call last night. Coming out on the open CRP field, they was right over the edge. Just made a few calls, and man, there's birds coming from every direction. Gorgeous. That was one of the dumber things I think I've ever done. Well, I figured I could hit him. I had the gun about right here, and I should have went ahead and shouldered it. God. Oh well. That's how it goes, I guess. God never quits learning.
Well, everyone needs a chance to redeem themselves, and Don Kiske isn't known for giving up. Still calling and crawling, he has his sights set on what may turn out to be an impossible endeavor. To pattern a lone gobbler, outmaneuver him, and set up for the harvest can sometimes be the most productive method for an open field gobbler.
of spurs. Unbelievable. What an exciting hunt that was. This was one tough gobbler. I'm telling you. We worked this bird hard. Man, what a fantastic gobbler. Look at those spurs. This old bird's proof positive how deadly deception can really be. From the camouflage we wear to the calls we run, it was awesome. This bird was only at 3 steps. We got caught actually on the other side of the fence, and he hung up on the other side. So I crawled up there to the fence and just did a few calls on the super illuminator, and man, he was there, right on top of us. He didn't see me until I swung my gun. I had to swing it to get over the top of the brush. But it still worked. He is one fine bird. I am a happy hunter. Gorgeous bird. Oh man. Oh, he's a heavy bird.
Here's an example for all of us to take note of. Don's wife, Candy, shows just how easy it can be when you slip within yards of a lone gobbler under the cover of darkness. Roosting this bird the previous evening was instrumental.
Excellent. Boy. Oh, boy, he's a broom. Boy, I don't quite understand why he didn't drop quicker than that, because I hit him hard. You know, it's real important, though, if you know you've hit him, don't be afraid to get up and get that second shot off. Because boy, he just dropped. That was great. Boy, an early morning bird. Oh, he's got a beautiful fan. Gotta check his beard out. Nice beard, too. Beautiful bird. I think he's an old one, too. Check them spurs out. Beautiful. You know, I knew I hit him, but I got up and I got a second shot, and he he just flew over the edge, and it looked like he was just flying off, but he didn't. He flew off and just glided right down to the ground. That was really exciting. Last night, we roosted this bird, and we knew he had no hens with him. And so we came in here early morning, got set up. We got so close to him, he was just right there in the tree. We did a few calls on the illuminator slate, and that's all it took. It's been so windy right now, and it has been all week. So he came down early and came right in, so excellent.
Well, Candy is still on her own and has learned this open field calling and crawling technique from one of the best. Let's see just how effective she can be. It never ceases to amaze me how easy she makes turkey hunting appear, especially in an open field setup. Truly remarkable.
What a bird. Oh my gosh. What a way to start off the season. The big gobbler. Boy, he's heavy. Wow. That was exciting. Wow, look at that fan. Isn't he pretty? Boy, that was exciting. We were walking up over this hill, and we heard this hen. And so we looked, and just below I'm sorry, I'm out of breath, but just over the hill, this gobbler was full strut. Well, we're in the middle of nowhere, so we just plopped on our bellies and set up and just did a little bit of calling. Wow. And we had to just kind of sneak up on him, and we pulled him away from 5 hens. Boy, that's exciting. He's a big brute. Let me find his beard here. Nice beard. Nice beard. Boy, this is early season and it's hot. Let me see if I can find his spurs here. Nice spurs. Great bird. That's exciting. great hunt, man.
We've now come full circle to find Illinois native Herb Schultz flat-footing across the luxurious carpet of Florida to join our great friend Rod Gillis in an attempt to harvest an Osceola wild turkey. Rod Gillis has been kind enough to graciously put us onto birds year after year. I can't think of a more beautiful place to hunt than near the ever-blooming palmettos in the Sunshine State of Florida.
Well, that's a good shot too.
Oh yeah, I got a real good shot on him there. That was absolutely gorgeous, Rod. I appreciate you having me down this morning. Well, you put me right with this turkey this morning. I'll tell you what, a couple of key points this morning about us deceiving this turkey this morning was how we was able to slip in under the cover of darkness, and it was kind of foggy this morning. We was kind of cloaked in the fog. It was kind of neat, and got in here and got set up really fairly close to this turkey on the roost. Did just a little bit of calling, a little bit of pretty soft calling, and when he hit the ground, he come in just past that little bunch of weeds right there. He seen the decoys, and that was another key, main key, was the decoy placement. Boy, he seen those, and he expected his hens to be here this morning because they're, what'd you say, they're coming out feeding here a lot for the
mole crickets.
For the mole crickets, yeah.
It's a underground cricket that eats the roots of certain grasses.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am so excited. This is a wonderful, wonderful hunt. My first Osceola gobbler and I appreciate it so much.
Well, your first morning in Florida, hey, you know, it can't get any better than this.
Oh.
All right, well, let's pack her up and maybe you can go to another part of the ranch and see what we can come up to.
Sure, great. Right, thanks.
set the decoys. We have to make use of the breeze.
Once there were millions, and today there are again millions of wild turkeys. But the 300 years of U.S. settlement in between the first colony and the early 1900s almost brought the wild turkey to extinction. However, the 1930s introduced the development of a new interest in wildlife conservation and the methods of wildlife management. Even the interruption created by World War II failed to stop the creation of state wildlife agencies. new game laws, and the attempt to restore depleted populations of wildlife. Those first attempts were made with pen-raised turkeys. And it seemed like a logical approach to increasing turkey populations, but raising and releasing artificially raised birds into the wild actually slowed down the comeback of the wild turkey for almost 2 decades. As state wildlife agencies abandoned the pen-raised restoration efforts, they were replaced by the relocation of wild-trapped turkeys into suitable but unoccupied habitat. Wild turkeys have made a dramatic comeback in the last 4 decades because of sportsmen's dollars, coupled with state agency leadership and effort, and it paved the way for the return of this king of game birds. Trap and transfer of wild turkeys has proven to be a key to successful restoration. Restoration efforts by state wildlife agencies have accelerated since the 1950s and have resulted in the establishment of huntable wild turkey populations in 49 states, Canada, and Mexico. Wild turkey populations have grown to more than 4 million, an increase of over 2 million in the years since 1980. In 1973, there were 1.3 million wild turkeys. By 1993, there were an estimated 4 million, a 308% increase. In 1973, 39 states had turkey hunting seasons. Now they're open in 49. Only Alaska has no wild turkeys. And in 1973, the harvest of wild turkeys was 128,000 birds. By this past year, the harvest was over 500,000, over 400% increase. Turkey hunters have also increased as populations have expanded. 2 million turkey hunters spend an estimated $600 million annually during the spring turkey hunting season. Through the support of organizations like the National Wild Turkey Federation, the wild turkey restoration has gained new momentum through a cooperative effort organized by the Federation, and it's called Target 2000. The goal of Target 2000 is to restore and expand wild turkey populations on 65 million acres of suitable but presently unoccupied habitat in the United States. This is to be accomplished by the turn of this century. The effort's going to require more than 30,000 wild turkeys and $15 million to complete. In the program's 6 years, the NWTF has coordinated the transfer of almost 5,000 wild turkeys between 23 states toward reaching the Target 2000 goal. With protection, these birds' offspring could exceed 200,000 in 5 years. Target 2000 is a joint effort between the Wild Turkey Federation, state and federal wildlife agencies, along with corporate and private landowners. The Federation plays an important role in coordinating the transfer of birds between states, providing specially designed wild turkey transport boxes, and the accounting of funds to cover the cost of capturing and moving the birds. Current restoration efforts involve the eastern, the Rio Grande, and the Miriam subspecies. The NWTF is also working on a cooperative project with the Arizona Game and Fish Department, the U.S. Forest Service, and others to relocate the Gould's turkeys from Mexico into southwestern U.S. This relocation effort will allow for the expansion of the Gould's populations throughout the southwestern part of the country. The return of the wild turkey is one of the unique wildlife management success stories of this century, but the NWTF still needs your help. Support this exciting effort and become a part of the fastest growing conservation organization, the National Wild Turkey Federation. Why don't you call 1-800-THE-NWTF for a brochure on how you can help Target 2000.